Hey, what's up guys? I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to be doing an update on all of my cars, and also I have a new car coming. So the first car I'm going to start out with is the MR2. So far it's pretty much all stock. The only upgrades it really has right now is it has EBC yellow brake pads, but that's about it. Now I'm going to be using this car for autocross this year again, so I have a few upgrades coming for it. Alright, so MR2, it's completely stock. Alright, so first off, I'm sorry for the lighting. I just bought a house and this garage does not have any lighting in it at all, so I'm gonna have to work on fixing that soon. But anyway, update on the MR2. It's completely stock. I'm going to be using it for autocross this year, and I'm going to be bumping up from street class to street touring, which is going to include a front sway bar from Whiteline and full polyurethane bushings all the way around, and wheels and tires. I already have the wheels and tires. I have RE71Rs and wheels from a Honda S2000. And also this car is going to need a new motor, so I have an entire new motor over here. I'll show you. Alright, so this is the new motor for the MR2. It's a complete drivetrain, including the trans, clutch. You're gonna leave the stock cap most likely. Yeah, it even has an AC compressor. You can't really see it because it's dark here. I'm going to try to hook that up too, because it is really hot in the summers. And coming back from autocross events after standing outside in the heat all day in a parking lot is not fun without AC, so I'm really gonna try to get that working. This motor has about 160,000 on it, somewhere in there. Timing belt rather, is not too old. Says it's only 40,000 miles old, so I mean, it's not too bad. But this motor here in the car, it has 235,000 on it, and it smokes at high RPMs. Like pretty much anything over about 3,500 it smokes. It's hard to start. I'll just go ahead and show you right now. So as you can see, it was really hard to start. Kind of runs like shit while it's cold. It does get a lot better, but I mean, this motor is just so old and tired. I just can't believe how well it still runs once it warms up. I mean, that's a Toyota. Alright, so the next car I want to update is the Big Turbo Speed 3. I haven't really done much to it. It did develop a check engine light. It says cam crank sensor are not aligned. I've went ahead and changed the VVT already, and that didn't change it. I've changed both sensors, didn't change it. So, and I've adjusted the sensor a lot. So I'm pretty sure it has something to do with like a broken or a chafed wire. So I'm gonna have to pull, there's a little harness that goes all the way down to the sensor. I'm gonna have to pull all that out and just check it, but I'm probably not going to do that today. And also, this car did drive here and it parked itself right here, but yeah, well, you'll just see. I'll hook the battery up and we'll try to start it, because yesterday I couldn't get it started, but you know, if it does start, then cool. So as you can see, it didn't start. Now keep in mind, I drove it right here and parked it, and I haven't touched it. So I'm not sure what's wrong with it. I'm going to just take a look at it real quick. I mean, I have no idea what's wrong with it. So I'm just gonna pop the hood and then I'll get back to you. All right, so as you can see, it didn't start, but I do have a new code that I've never had before, and this may kind of verify my theory of what was wrong with it in the first place. So as you can see, focus. All right, it's not focusing very well, but it's a P0340 camshaft position sensor A circuit malfunction. So that could very well be a broken wire, just like I suspected, and maybe it finally broke. I don't know how I drove it over here if it broke. I mean, I literally parked it here and that was it. I drove it from my other house to this new house, and then I haven't touched it since, and it drove just fine. But I don't know, but I'm not going to continue to crank it because obviously it has some sort of wiring issue, so I'm going to have to sort that out eventually. Yep, pretty much done messing with it. Don't want to kill the battery and burn the starter or anything like that, so yep, it's time to move on to the next car. Oh, and if anyone has any ideas of what's wrong with this speed, please let me know down in the comments. I'm pretty sure it's a wiring issue, but you know, I'm open to any ideas. All right, so I'm in my other Speed 3. This one's an 07, that one's an 08.5, and that one has a built motor, big turbo. Now onto this car. This is an 07 Speed 3. It has a built motor, and I bought it about, I think, 2.5 years ago. I bought it with actually the whole turbo set that was on that, basically. I mean, I changed a few things, and this one didn't have like auxiliary fuel or anything, but this car had never ran right, and when I got it, it ran really terribly. So I fixed a few things, like mostly leaks and just a couple things that weren't, like, for example, the wastegate didn't have a blast ring in it, so it was just dumping exhaust out the wastegate, so that was causing it to run like shit. And then I got it to a point where you could kind of drive it, but it didn't have enough fuel pressure to like use boost. Like as soon as you would get into boost, the fuel pressure would just start dropping. So I drove it like that for a while, just cruising it, not using boost. And then finally I parked it, took all the parts off of it, put the parts on that car, and then this car sat for over a year, from about 14-15 months before I finally started working on this again. And for this car, I pretty much just put all the stock parts back on it and put it back together just to see what would happen, and what do you know, it drives fine. So I really don't know what I did to fix it. The biggest issue I really found was there was a battery cable there. The battery was relocated to the back and the cable was routed underneath, and it had like a spot where it was like rubbing against the frame, and it was like corroded really bad and almost cut in half. So I don't know how that didn't have other issues besides fuel pressure. Like, I mean, I really don't know if that was the issue or not, but that's really the only big issue I found, and the car runs fine now. I use boost, you know, it holds fuel pressure over 1600 all the way to redline. I mean, it's all stock now, so it's kind of slow, but I mean, it runs and drives fine now. Now this is the rear shock. I'm gonna have to fix this today. One of the mounts of this thing broke off, and on the other side the stud actually snapped off. I'm gonna have to go and drill the stud out and then swap this off, or swap this out with this. I have a new one right here, but that's the biggest job for the day. Now a cool thing that a lot of people don't know, or a lot of people ask about, is like, what's the difference between an 08.5 and 09 and like 07s and early 08s? Well, one big difference is you can see the gauge right here. It has orange needles. All of them are orange. And on 08.5 and 09s, they're all white. Now another difference is you can see this trim right here. All the trim pieces, like this, the steering wheel, the radio, and like above the radio, all of that. So on the 08.5, it's all piano black, and on the 07s, these are gray. You can see this is gray, this is gray, this is like a brushed something or other. It's not quite gray, but this is all gray too. And another difference is you can see the seats. They have like a white with a gray in the middle, and the door cards also have gray. And on the 08.5 and 09s, the seats are all black. See, it's black on black, black on black. And I have wrapped my door cards, but they should be black as well. Like, I think they're black with like a red on the inside of them. All right, so another thing I need to do today is I need to get these headlights. I tried to sand and clear coat them, but it was too cold, and they got like, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it on camera, but there's like a bunch of little cracks in there in the paint, and it looks pretty bad. And I need to get the front bumper on as well. And then hopefully this weekend I can clean this thing, because you can see how dirty it is. Actually, it's kind of hard to tell on camera, but this thing is really dirty. I've been daily driving it for like a while, and it's been snowy and stuff, so it's like, just look at all this dirt. So I just had exhaust welded up to this car. Like, this is this stock, it's completely stock exhaust, but it has the 2 resonators deleted. And this exhaust actually came out of this car when I bought it. That's how the car was. It had 2 resonators deleted. But when I took the exhaust off of this car, I had to cut it at the axle. So I had that, it's been straight piped for a while, and I just had it welded up yesterday. So let's see how it sounds. Yeah, so I'm really glad this car actually runs and drives fine, because I mean, it's been my daily, so I have to take it to work every day. But as you can see, it doesn't even have any check engine lights. Now it does have a tire pressure sensor that's out, I think. I mean, I have 3 extras, but you have to remove the tire for that, so probably just gonna sell this car with 3 extra sensors. But I'm really glad it doesn't have any check engine lights. And this car has about 126,000 on it, and the motor has, I don't know, maybe 7,500. So yeah, if anyone's interested in buying this car after this weekend, it should be pretty much all fixed and cleaned up, ready to go. So let me know. So this is my puppy. Her name is Layla. She's 2.5 years old. I just had to come inside and grab a new GoPro battery, because the other one was died because it was really cold outside. Yeah, this is my puppy. And my cat likes to knock stuff off the tables, so that's why that's on the ground. All right, so right in front of me, I have my new car. Yeah, so here comes the reveal. So I'm now sitting in my new Mazda Speed 6. This is a 2006. It is a sport model. As you can see, it doesn't have leather seats, but that's all right. It just means it's a little lighter. I picked this thing up from a guy locally for $1,100, and he even brought it to my house for me with his truck and trailer. So I think that's a really good deal. It has 88,000 miles on it, and it's like barely even rusty. If you guys know 6s, you know they rust a lot. So the biggest spots of rust on this car are, it has rust right here in the doors. I hope that I can solve this a little bit right here, and it also has a tiny bit right here, and it's not even like, I mean, it's like messing this part up a little bit, but I should be able to like wire wheel it and put some rust converter in here, take this wheel off and coat the entire inside of this wheel well, and it should be able to stop this rust. But like every other door, not rusty. I mean, it's really dirty, but it's not rusty. Front fenders, not rusty. It has one little chip right here that's starting to rust. I should be able to fix that. But you guys know these corners, they like to rust. Not rusty at all. This fender right here, not rusty. This door, not rusty. No rustings here. And even this door, not rusty at all, guys. All right, just kidding. There's a little bit of rust right here. So basically the two rear doors, and guys, look, no rust up here. So I'm gonna coat both of the rear fender wells. This is the passenger side. There's no rust yet. So I can coat this and stop it from rusting and fix both the rear doors, and it should be rust free from there. No rust on like the trunk or anything. I can even open it up for you. There's no rust anywhere. No rust up here. Doesn't look like it's rusty anywhere in the trunk. And I can't really see under the tire, so I'll go ahead and pop that off real quick. Guys, let's go. There's no rust underneath of this tire. So this car is very minimal rust on this whole thing. So, two things you can see from this engine bay. One, it's been sitting a while. Two, it's completely stock. It even has the stock air box, stock mounts. Everything is stock on this car, so that's really good for me. Ew, dude, you can see mouse poop right there. Man, this car's been sitting a while. It's time to let you guys hear this thing run. Alright, I'm just playing. Leave a like if I got you and you thought this thing was gonna run. So yeah, obviously the battery is dead because it's been sitting for over a year. And two, the bigger issue is it has a hole in the block, or at least that's what the previous owner told me. You know, I can't see the hole myself, but he said it threw a rod through the block, so I have no reason to doubt that. So that brings me, if you guys saw my other video, that brings me to why I have that other motor in the garage. I'll go show you real quick. So yeah, that brings me to why I have another motor. The hole in the block really it doesn't drive well. So I have this Ford Fusion 2.5 liter engine. It is slightly bigger than the stock speed motor. The speeds are 2.3 liters, but the blocks are pretty much identical. The only thing you have to do really is take the whole head off, put the speed head on, and then you bolt your clutch to this because these only came in automatic. And then you'll need a new oil cooler from the speed, the oil pan from the speed, and then everything else. I mean, it's really pretty much a bolt-on. The only thing you need, you're gonna need to reuse the timing kit from this car, and you'll need the timing cover and all the accessories from the speed. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing. That's gonna be my big summer project, is getting this 2.5 liter into the Speed 6 so that the Speed 6 can run and drive. So yeah, I picked up this motor for $293 from a local yard here, and guess how many miles it has? It has 31,000. All right, so I'm back inside to show you the paperwork of the motor. Hi, Layla. Say hi. Say hi. Oh, hi, Layla. All right, so as you can see, 31,000 miles. 2016 Ford Fusion 2.5 liter. and I paid $293 for this thing. If you guys know anything about speeds, you know two things. One, they love to throw rods through the block. Two, the blocks are really expensive to replace. So you can see the big advantage of putting a 2.5 in there. I mean, it only has 31,000 miles and it's under 300 bucks. I mean, you can't even buy a short block you can barely buy a short block for a speed for under $1,000. And it's gonna have like higher mileage for those that are under $1,000, so the motor's probably gonna blow up anyway. But yeah, I'm really excited to get started on the Speed 6. I have a lot of other things to do before I get started here. If you guys liked the video, leave a like. Leave a comment if you know what's wrong with my Speed 3. Leave a comment if you guys know what you want to see next. I'm not sure where I'm going to start exactly. All I know is today I'm going to be working on the Black Speed, and I'm probably not going to record it. It's mostly just like sanding headlights and drilling out a freaking bolt. So like, this is pretty boring, but yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing the rest of the day most likely. So if you guys enjoyed, leave a like, and I'll see you guys next time.